Well, Coach Ryan Looney and Will Parker from the SPU men's basketball team. Falcons a dramatic 69-65 win over Central Washington in the first round of the GNAC Tournament this afternoon. Coach, let's start with you. Just some thoughts on that game and maybe take us through that last play a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really proud of our guys. There were points early in the year where we played a lot of close games and weren't able to find ways to win them down the stretch. And just recently we had one at home late in the year, a regular season, that we were able to get done, and then to kind of piggyback it with tonight's game, for us late in the year is pretty special. We know moving forward from here, every opponent that we're going to play, whether it's Western Oregon tomorrow or hopefully in the NCAA tournament later, we're going to be in more games like tonight. So to find a way to get Will in a position to hit that last shot was special, but there were even some possessions earlier in the game where we needed to make some plays too, and did. We needed to get a defensive stop, and we were able to find a way to make that happen. And then if you can remember, there was even an offensive possession where we got 2 offensive rebounds to keep the ball alive for our team too. So proud of our fellas. I think we did a fantastic job finding a way to fight through some adversity in a close game, finding ways to win. And last play, the reality of it is Mitch Penner's our leading scorer. We knew no matter what in that timeout we were going to call something to get the ball in his hands in an area where he's comfortable. Central did a fantastic job doubling him there. And Mitch made a heck of a play. He immediately passed it out to the right guy. We got it swung around, and Will was standing on the opposite side of the floor open and made a shot.
Yeah.
Will, take us through your mindset on that.
You know, I have not been shooting well all year. I've been playing with a broken finger, and I just re-injured my finger again. So, you know, I haven't had a lot of confidence at the three-point line. But, you know, I knew we were going to go to Mitch. I was confident in Mitch. He had 2 straight possessions where he took it to his right side and got buckets for us. So I was confident, but I knew that they were probably going to double. When he passed it out and I saw Bryce, I've played with Bryce enough now that I know when he's driving to float, and, you know, I floated in the right spot, and I was lucky enough to knock it down.
Were you aware of how much time was left on the clock when you got the ball? Did you feel like you had to rush, or what was your thought?
I looked at the clock when Mitch caught it, and it was pretty low. I think it was around like 10 seconds maybe, and then he passed out to Bryce. So I knew in my head it was probably around 5 or 6 maybe. So I knew if I caught it, I couldn't, you know, pump fake. I needed to catch and shoot it, and it worked because I wasn't thinking about my finger or anything. I just kind of let it go, and it worked.
Well, it was your only bucket of the night. I guess you saved it your best for last there.
Yeah. I mean, again, I haven't been shooting well all year, and it was nice to see Bryce still had confidence in me in the wing.
Ryan, that buzzer beater, take it back about 4 years ago. You had a nice little buzzer beater win down here.
Yeah, pretty crazy. We're hoping that tonight's game can hopefully propel us to produce a similar result as we got on that shot a few years ago.
We talked a little bit about Mitch Penner, but boy, down the stretch, you went to him, he had some really big plays, including a spinning shot, and he got fouled and made a 3-point play. Just what did he mean to your team down the stretch?
Well, I think the thing to realize, and it's not a surprise to anyone, is Mitch is our most talented offensive player. And when we needed baskets in tied game late, we were without question going in his direction. The thing that I thought was pretty impressive is Central was trying to do the same thing right back with Joseph Stroud, who has been their most productive player over the course of the year too. And I mean, it was a heck of a battle. At the end of the day, we just made one more play against another good team.
Western Oregon coming up tomorrow. They've gotten a couple overtime wins against you guys this year. What's your mindset heading into that one?
They're a very good team. We know that we're going to have to be our best for not 40 minutes but 45, because both times we've played them this year have gone into overtime. There's a lot of things that we need to do between now and then. We need to shower up. We need to get some rest. We need to eat right. We need to go to bed early. We need to prepare the right way with film and a short shoot around tomorrow. Right now, they're a top 10 team in the country. And to win this late in the year against a team like that, you got to be great in a lot of areas.
Will, your thoughts on the matchup with Western Oregon?
I I'm really looking forward to playing them again. You know, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. They're a heck of a team, like Coach said. But again, we take them to overtime both times, so I'm confident in our guys. We just got to come out, like Coach said, for 40, 45 minutes and, you know, have no lulls in the game. We just got to take it to them. Really focus on the defensive end.
Coach, you just talked about it a little bit, but what's the mindset in the locker room? Because everybody's excited, but you know you got to play tomorrow, and then you got to play the next day if you win again.
You know what? Everyone was really excited at the end of the game. Will can attest. I took my time coming in the locker room, and I tried to diffuse it a little bit and remind our guys, because we don't have a player on our roster that's ever lost a game in the GNAC Conference Tournament. We've won it 3 consecutive years now, trying to make it 4. We didn't talk necessarily a whole lot about the game that just happened and everything to do with the experiences that we've had from game to game in years past in this setting.
Did you mention, obviously you're going to Mitch because he was so good down the stretch. Did you bring up, if you get doubled, this is what we want to do?
I don't think that we necessarily need to bring it up. I mean, our focus in the timeout was, let's make sure that we get the last shot. Let's not take one too early so they have an opportunity to run it down. To be honest, and if you looked at a season box, Mitch does a really good job getting fouled. From my perspective, even if they doubled him and he went at the double and was super aggressive and gave himself a chance to get to the free throw line, as the coach, I maybe would have been okay with that too. The reality of it is, the second half of our season, we've worked a lot on passing out of a double team and making plays out of a double team. So the reality of it is, we rep that situation out with Mitch in practice a lot and with Gilles a lot. Those are the 2 that have commanded a double down there. And there was no coaching involved at that point. Our players just made a heck of a play.
It's called a recruiting basket.
Exactly.
Actually, didn't notice, was Mitch doubled at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And credit to Central, that was the right thing to do. We ISO'd Mitch the 2 possessions before, and one-on-one he made baskets. They made an adjustment, and like I said, against another good team, we just made one more play.
Well, why, just curious, X's and O's wise, we're doing the game on Saturday, by the way, on television. Why was Gilles not in there the last offensive possession? Just because you wanted to spread things out a little bit?
Yes, because the exact thing that you're talking about right there, we wanted to get Mitch on the post. Earlier in the game, when we had gotten Mitch to the block, with Gilles high on top of the floor, Stroud was coming to block shots. So we thought if we took Gilles out, put one more shooter in, we could spread it a little bit more and found Will open in the corner.
Will, previous 3 times team won the championship. You get first round bye, so went straight to the semifinals. What impact do you think this year, having had to play in the quarterfinal, will have?
I mean, it's just an extra game. Really, you know, we're going to be maybe a little more tired, but I think our guys are really excited about the matchup to play Western Oregon. I think that, you know, having that extra day of rest was really nice, but I think just playing a game is best for our team. We noticed that earlier in the year when we had a game and then had a break, we maybe came back and didn't play as well. So I think for our team this year, it's good to just have a game and a game and a game, just back to back to back.
Simple question, which finger?
Yeah, that's my right index.
Fine now.
Yeah, it's great.
Did you hurt it on the last shot?
No, I broke it earlier in the season, and then last week I re-injured it, but I'm all right, obviously, because I somehow made
I'm
it.
sorry, I'm asking questions that were already asked.
That's all right.
Great, thanks very much.
Thank you.